Well, I think big wines, big red wines are very much defined by mouthfeel, palate weight, texture, flavour, intensity, structure. I think it's great to have a balance of styles and varieties in our market. Bigger wines work better with certain types of foods and environments, and lighter, more medium-bodied wines work in a different context. What we're seeing now is a real diversity in the region, and I think some of the best wines that I've seen from Heathcote have that lovely balance of flavour intensity without being too heavy. Certainly warmer regions lend themselves to bigger styles, and Heathcote, through that central Victorian band, you get a lovely balance of warm days during the growing season, which allow you to get great flavour and great intensity. But quite often we get very cool nights, so the nights allow the fruit to recover, if you like, cool down. So in a region like Heath, you can get a lovely balance between intensity of flavour, but also a degree of elegance, which I think is the ideal match. Our Tranter Shiraz is certainly our flagship. It's our single vineyard, estate-grown Shiraz. We make that in a style that certainly has a very complex structure, very pronounced flavour, very typically Heathcote Shiraz. It's a wine that drinks well after years in the cellar, but it's not a wine that demands time in the cellar. Oh, well, I think certainly getting the balance between fruit flavour and oak flavour and tannin plays a very important role, and acid as well. So we're always very deliberate in our picking decisions to, if we're making a medium-bodied Shiraz, we're picking the fruit a little bit earlier. We're not extracting it as much during ferment, and it will go into less new oak. So we're trying to keep that balance between fruit ripeness and Beaumet and alcohol, moderate tannin and moderate oak, and the appropriate level of acidity. We're picking around 14 Beaumet for our Tranter, so often that will sit around 14.5%. And with our Pastiche Shiraz, it's about half a Beaumet to a Beaumet earlier than that. If we actually see really generous flavour in the fruit before the Beaumet gets to where it normally would, then we're more than happy to pick it earlier to capture that flavour at lower Beaumets. Typically, Heathcote Shiraz does show that great flavour intensity without being too heavy. I think you can typically see a lovely blueberry, blackberry fruit character coming through in Heathcote Shiraz. The Shiraz that's grown on the Cambrian soil in the region generally shows a lovely minerality, a real savoury character, a real earthy character. There is still a market out there that really does enjoy a big red wine, but there's certainly an emergence of more medium-bodied styles. We're working with varieties like Nera d'Avola, the Sicilian variety, that is works extremely well in Heathcote's climate, and that's a great example of a medium-bodied Italian varietal that shows vibrancy and really sort of lively characteristics in a very approachable style.